Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Insight. It feels good to be back. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, you press the post notification bell, follow us on our social media platform on IG, on TikTok, and then on X. The links are in the description. Go and click on the link and follow us. This is your Champions League review. I told you I will give you the review on Thursday. So as of the time of recording, Thursday morning, Champions League games between Manchester City and then Real Madrid, BVB, Borussia Dortmund, and then Atletico Madrid, FC Barcelona, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and then Arsenal, Bayern Munich. Let's get straight into the video. So we start with Arsenal. Arsenal drew by 2-2 against Bayern Munich at the Emirates Sports Stadium. First goal by Saka, second goal by Serge Gnabry, the Gnabry boy, Serge Gnabry. Second goal, third goal scored by Harry Kane, a penalty. That was a silly penalty caused by William Saliba, a very silly penalty on Leroy Sané by Sodo. Second goal for Bayern Munich, a penalty. Harry Kane, ice cold penalty, very calm penalty by Harry Kane. Of course, he is an experienced player, so very calm penalty by Harry Kane. And then Arsenal came back and then got the equalizer. The toy man also got the equalizer. Leandro Trossard with the equalizer for Arsenal. Arsenal are really growing into the game. Mikel Arteta is really growing into the game tactically, and then composure, in terms of composure, he is growing into the game. But then in this particular game, Arsenal, as soon as they scored the goal, they started to feel so much adrenaline everywhere. I don't know what was happening, but then they were so much excited with the occasion. They were so much excited with the occasion. They were basically playing the occasion. You could tell from the Bayern Munich boys that they were not panicking. They were just calm on the ball. Let's play our game because they are more experienced than the Arsenal boys. But then in this particular game, first mistake by Arsenal was done by David Raya. David Raya, as soon as Arsenal scored their first goal, Bayern Munich started to come to them because, of course, they have the ability or they have the chance to come to Arsenal because they have considered the first goal. As you can see here, David Raya, when Gabriel had the ball, David Raya had to come forward. I don't know what in the blue hair he was doing, but he came forward for the ball. There was no need to come forward. You can come out from your shells, but then don't come forward. As you can see, is I think 7 meters or 10 meters away from the center line. That was not good. And then it gives Gabriel a headache because, as you can see, Gabriel is watching the Raya. He is watching the Raya very well. He has two options than to clear the ball or to pass the ball into the Raya. Harry Kane is mounting pressure. Big shout out to Harry Kane. He has revolutionized the center forward role. Of course, he is a center forward, but he will not stand at one place for you to mark him or man mark him. The first minute he is in with you in the penalty box. The second minute he is in the central corridor getting the ball or trying to get the ball, the first ball from the goalkeeper. So David Raya screwed up here because if you were to be in your shells, Gabriel would have passed the ball to you. But here, Gabriel doesn't have any option than to go back to Kill, and then Kill lose the ball. Bayern Munich take the ball, pass the ball to Serge Gnabry. First goal. One mistake, it will cost you. One mistake, it will cost you. So David Raya did the first mistake. He did the first mistake because they were so much happy about the occasion. Because of course there was a brilliant goal by Bukayo Saka. Very, very brilliant goal by Bukayo Saka. But then Arsenal, they came back. Of course, they didn't panic. They came back and then equalized the goal. But then there was one incident that happened. Referee Francois restored. Of course, it was a goal kick. He restored, and then David Raya started the build-up play. He passed the ball to Gabriel. Gabriel used his hand to touch the ball. I don't know what in the blue Gabriel was thinking. Concentration problem. Concentration problem. Gabriel was not concentrating. I bet you this one, if it was, those referees, Anthony Taylor, Danny Mukiele, and then the likes, this is a penalty. A clear penalty for Bayern Munich. But Reverend Francois said, this is a kid penalty, and then he's not going to give a penalty in the Champions League quarterfinal. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Reverend Francois. It's not the mistake on Bayern Munich's side for Gabriel to touch the ball. So that was the penalty, but he didn't take another penalty incident. As you can see, Bukayo Saka has the ball, squared the ball into the net. Spread the ball because that was your, basically a chance for you to score your trademark goal. But he didn't go for the ball. He rather went for a penalty, but that wasn't a penalty. That wasn't a penalty. But then Bayern Munich did really, really well. Going into the game, the odds were against them, but they really showed that yes, they are experienced in the Champions League as compared to Arsenal. Martin Odegaard had the man of the match. Big shout out to Martin Odegaard. Did really, really, really well out there. Let's move to Real Madrid. Real Madrid also drew 3-3 against Manchester City. First thing first, in the Bernabeu, anything can happen. In the Bernabeu, of course, Manchester City dominated, but in the Bernabeu, be rest assured that anything can happen. That is why it was very important for Real Madrid to play home first, because in the Bernabeu, anything can happen in the Bernabeu. But 3-3, first goal by Bernardo Silva, a very, very brilliant free kick, a very technical and intelligent free kick. But I will not blame Andre Lewin because it was not his fault. No one saw that coming. Even Vinicius Jr., who was basically, on the wall, who was basically the wall, didn't see that coming. No one saw that coming. But it was very individual intelligent. An intelligent goal by Bernardo Silva scores in the second minute. Real Madrid responded a very short by Eduardo Camavinga, and then it was an on goal. Ball deflected on Ruben Diaz, and then the ball went straight into the net. Ortega, I don't know what in the blue Ortega was doing, but I will not blame him for the deflected ball. Second goal by Real Madrid. 2 minutes after that, Rodrigo scored the second goal for Real Madrid, and then it was based on tracking issues. They were not tracking Real Madrid boys enough. The Manchester City boys, Manuel Akanji, Josko Vadio, Ruben Diaz, they were not tracking them enough because that was a tracking ball. Manuel Akanji was supposed to track Rodrigo, but he didn't do that. He didn't do that. But then Real Madrid scored the second goal. Phil Foden, what a goal! What a brilliant goal by Phil Foden. He won the man of the match though. So big shout out to Phil Foden. A very top base goal by Phil Foden. What a goal by Phil Foden. Of course, this is why Phil Foden has been the best player for Manchester City this particular season. He's the best player for them. Quality, bro. Quality player. When the odds are not favoring you, when the big guys are not stepping up, you need this kind of players to step up for Manchester City. So Phil Foden scored, and then Josko Gvardio or Vadio, whichever way you pronounce it, it is acceptable. Josko Gvardio, what a goal by Josko Gvardio. He's a left-footed, but that ball came from his right foot. What a goal by Josko Gvardio. Top goals by Josko Gvardio. So that was 3-2 against Real Madrid. Carlo Ancelotti did something, brought in Modric to bring calmness to the boys. Be calm on the ball. But Luka Modric came to change the game. He passed the ball to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. squared the ball to Valverde. That was a brilliant pattern. That was a brilliant smashing by Valverde. What a goal by Valverde. So at that point, 3-3. I knew that it was over. It was going to end by 3-3. A draw game out there by the two sides, Manchester City versus Real Madrid. So it was a very, very, very brilliant game. This was a Champions League quarterfinal. This is the performance we are talking about. This is what we live for. This is the Champions League, bro. So 3-3 between Manchester City and then Real Madrid. Second leg will come on at the Etihad Sports Stadium. 5 years Manchester City has not lost in a Champions League game at the Etihad. But let's see what will happen. Probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe they might lose or they might win. But then I am tipping Manchester City to qualify. So Bayern Munich and Manchester City to qualify as at this point. Let's quickly move to the Atletico Madrid game. Atletico Madrid won by 2-0 against Borussia Dortmund. I thought, or I think Atletico Madrid are going to qualify. I don't see how Borussia Dortmund will qualify. I don't know what will happen, but then I am tipping Atletico Madrid to qualify. Rodrigo de Paul scored the first goal. That was a very, very, very silly mistake by Kobel. I don't know what Kobel was doing. A ball came across to you. You have the ball. Just pass the ball early. He waited on the ball, and then when they had pressed it, he passed the ball to Ian Maxson. Ian Maxson passed the ball, and then he lost it. First goal by Rodrigo de Paul. So Rodrigo de Paul scored the first goal. That was a very, 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 a very well worked goal by Atletico Madrid. They pressed them like bees. Got the ball and then they scored the first goal. Samuel Lino also scored the second goal for Atletico Madrid in the 32nd minute. So as at this point, it was 2-0 against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund came back. Sebastian Haller, that was a striker's goal by Sebastian Haller. Big shout out to the striker, big striker. And that is why it is important to have a striker. They live for this moment. And then when we get to the Barcelona game, I will talk about it. But then they live for this moment. So big shout out to Sebastian Haller. He pulls one back for Borussia Dortmund. Going into the second leg at the Signal Iduna Park, it is very, very important. Even if you score one against Atletico Madrid, the game is moving into the extra time. So big shout outs to Atletico Madrid. They won the game by 2-1. Griezmann was the man of the match. So big shout outs to Griezmann, man of the match. Let's move to the Barcelona game. Big game at the Parc des Princes in Paris, the city of France. Paris, 3-2 against PSG. 3-2. Barcelona scored 3 goals. Raphinha, big shout outs to him. He is a big game player. Some Barcelona fans, this is why I don't like some Barcelona fans. They will not big him up. They will rather bigging Kubasi up. Meanwhile, Kubasi has the lowest rating amongst the back line. So the praises is supposed to go to Kunde. And then Raphinha, big game player. He steps up in big games, scored 2 goals for Barcelona. The third goal for Barcelona was also scored by Christensen at the Cobham Academy graduate. So big shout out to Christensen. He also scored a header goal, last minute goal for Barcelona. So Barcelona won by 3-2 against PSG. The PSG goal was scored by Dembele. What a goal by Dembele. What a goal. And he celebrated. Dembele, stop that. You don't celebrate against your former side just like that, Dembele. But then I could understand even the adrenaline was, Dembele was basically, I don't know what was happening, but Dembele did really, really well yesterday, even though he had some occasions that he played childish football, but he did really, really well yesterday. Vitinha also scored the second goal for PSG as soon as they came into the first half. In the 48-minute goal, in the 51st minute goal. So they did really, really well. But then their best was not enough to win the game. But then, you know what? Luis Enrique, this is a lesson to you. This is a message to you. Going into the second leg, play a striker. You have Colomwani on the bench. You have Gonzalo Ramos on the bench. Play a striker. Give Mbappe the ability to stay wide. When Mbappe feeds off the ball from a striker, he becomes too dangerous because Mbappe was operating in the central areas, and that is why he was off yesterday. Mbappe was basically off yesterday because he was operating in the central areas. And then in the central areas, as soon as you get the ball, you have one center back and then your man mark or your marker. That is the right back, that is Kunde. So each time Mbappe will get the ball, you will see it is 2 against 1. 2 against 1. So you must pass the ball to either the Dembele or the midfielder, that is Vitinha or Zayn Emery. So going into the second leg, you should play a striker. Let the striker, finish the ball to Mbappe, for Mbappe to run across or Mbappe to run behind the defenders, and that is how you get the best out of Mbappe. Basically, how you get the best out of Mbappe. So I know Luis Enrique is a very tactician. I know he will learn. But then Barcelona, Xavi did really, really well. Big shout out to Xavi. It's about time we pick him up. That Xavi did really, really well. His changes worked. His changes worked really, really well. And then you could tell when Pedri came in, made that magician pass to Raphinha for Raphinha to score the second goal. What a very, 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 very brilliant pass by Pedri. Some magician pass by Pedri, and then Raphinha scores the second goal for Barcelona. So big shout outs to Pedri. Pedri impacted the game very well. Christensen came from the bench, impacted the game too. He scored. So Xavi's changes really, really worked out for him. 3-2 against PSG. Going into the second leg, anything can happen. Trust me, anything can happen. But of course, Barcelona have the upper hand right now. But anything can happen. You don't know what the PSG are bringing. Anything can happen. Raphinha wins the man of the match. Big shout out to Raphinha, big game player. Big shout out to Robert Lewandowski too. He didn't score, but he was, getting all the first balls, all the aerial duels. He was getting all the aerial duels. So big shout out to him, Robert Lewandowski too. 3-2 against PSG. So ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the video. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell, follow us on our social media platform. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time. Stay safe and peace.